Sometime during the 1800s, there was a missionary living in India for a great number of years. One day, this missionary met a native Indian tribesman in a traditional costume. After earnest inquiry, he discovered that the native was from a ferocious mountain tribe which rarely came down to the city. Feeling the need to visit the tribe to share the gospel, this missionary, after much prayer, set out with a very few meager provisions and his violin. After traveling for 2 days, he suddenly found himself surrounded by a party of warriors from the very tribe he sought, with their spears pointed to his heart. Fearing that this was the end for him, he pulled out his violin and he began to play. Closing his eyes tightly, he sang, "All hail the power of Jesus' name," in their native language. When he came to the stanza, "Let every kindred, every tribe," he cautiously opened his eyes. He was astonished to see that the spears had been withdrawn and several of the warriors were in tears. For the next 2.5 years, this missionary lived with this tribe, teaching them the way of salvation. When poor health forced him to take a leave of absence, the natives followed him nearly 40 miles, begging him to return to them soon. This he did, spending the last days of his life with the people whose hearts had been opened by "All hail the power of Jesus' name." Friends, this is the story of Edward Peronet Scott, a missionary of God. He authored one of the greatest hymns of all time, "All hail the power of Jesus' name," which later on was given melody by composer Oliver Holden. Here's what's more interesting. E.P. Scott not only lived out the words of his song in his missionary pursuit, friends and family, he also manifested the meaning of it when he faced uncertainties during his lifetime. All hail the power of Jesus' name. Let angels prostrate fall. Bring forth the royal diadem and crown him Lord of all. Bring forth the royal diadem and crown him Lord of all. It is difficult not to despair in the face of adversity. We are humans, and sometimes we do forget. We forget the abiding hope that resides in a deep faith in the one who is able to do exceedingly abundant and above all we can ask or even imagine. In closing, so many who have gone before us found the peace that resided in a firm faith in God. And they shared their faith in poems, in verses that today have become some of our most beloved hymns. Perhaps they resonate with us because they were born out of a faith journey that was often punctuated with various trials, as we do today. Let us bless the Lord and worship Him, in whose name dwells the power to change lives. He has changed our lives and caused us to live for Him. All hail the power of Jesus' name.